Time for this. Time for fatherhood fatigue, toddlers, daddy issues, mum's the word. It is Breaking Dad.
And here's your host,
Dr. Elliot Isaacson.
Do you know what? I'd love to have been a doctor.
Of what?
Thugonomics.
What's thugonomics?
It's just being a thug.
But being really good at it.
Yeah. So this week I'm going to talk about food.
Food?
One of my favourite topics for me, but also a really important topic for your child.
Okay.
It's really important because obviously when a baby's first born, it eats nothing but milk.
When a child is born?
When a child is born. Yeah, it eats nothing but milk, right?
Yep.
Breastfeeding or bottle feeding, whatever it is.
Yep.
For me, breastfeeding should always be the way forward, obviously because it's more nutrients, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, we won't get into that now. What I want to talk about is when the baby moves on to solids.
Yep.
And there's a lot of different ways people move the baby onto solids. There is using the little packs that you can get from stores. Have you seen those? They're like glass jars of just mush.
Like an apple-y kind of, usually like an apple mush.
Yeah. It looks like, I mean, it all tastes like apple, off apple. But anyway, yeah. And literally, it's just a case of feeding that to your child, so spooning it in.
Yeah.
And then you've seen it, where they get the spoon and they do it around the mouth and they put it in the mouth.
It goes everywhere.
Yeah. The other way, and the way we decided to do it with our lovely son, Zach, is by just letting him do it himself. And this is something called baby-led... Yeah, you look confused.
A little bit, yeah.
And this is something called baby-led weaning. So what
Wait, say again, so...
Baby-led weaning.
Okay, right.
And we got lots of advice from a few of our friends who did this and 100% positive experiences. Mm-hmm. And what it means is that instead of doing the feeding for them, you let them do it themselves. So they learn much quicker. Mm-hmm. So what you do is you just, once they're ready to have solids, so around the 6-month stage,
right.
You sit them in their high chair and you just say, you just put some food, but like obviously food that they can chew.
Yeah.
Because at that time they may only have one tooth or no teeth.
Yeah.
And also they've never had food before. This is brand new stuff for them.
Yeah. So it's like almost like a buffet.
It's a buffet. Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So the first thing that Zach ate was a bit of pepper, but he didn't eat it. So this is the thing. So you put it in front of them, because they put everything in their mouths at that age, they put it in their mouth. So they pick it up by themselves and they put it in their mouth. Instantly learning how to feed themselves.
Right.
And because they start to suck on it and they chew on it, whatever they do, they may swallow like the tiniest amount.
But they're feeding themselves.
Yeah. And eventually they learn to feed themselves. So instead of you having to sit there and feed from jars, and this is actual them feeding themselves solid food.
Okay.
And then when we first started doing it, one of my biggest fears was that he's going to choke.
Yeah.
He's never had a solid bit of food before. He's never fed himself. He doesn't even know what he's doing. He's going to choke. And that, to be fair, and that's a perfectly reasonable fear, but you just have to get over that if you are going to do this. And he only not choked, but he brought it back up a couple of times, and he's been perfect with it ever since. And now it's got to the stage. So my wife, she's got some very close friends of hers who are mums from the NCT group that she did. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it too. And they didn't do this. They didn't do this baby-led weaning. They fed their kids and then eventually moved them to solids when they tried. And they regret not doing the way we did it because the kids still don't feed themselves.
After how long? There's like...
Well, they're the same age as Zach, so he's about a year old now.
Oh, okay.
So Zach was he was probably fully doing it himself. He was fully doing it himself from the 6 months, but at that point, obviously, he was still having the breast milk, so it didn't matter how much he ate. But because of the way he was doing it, he weaned himself off of daytime breast milk.
Yeah.
Very quickly because he was feeding himself. He'd learned how to eat solids, and therefore he was getting full that way.
Does he then become more picky quicker though?
No, because we give him. This is it. Because again, it's him feeding himself, and we feed him what we eat, and we eat a vast variety of stuff. So one day he'll have maybe
KFC.
No, all really good. And this has been good for me, as I said to you a few shows ago, because I've got healthier. Maybe we have spoken about food. Anyway.
I don't think so. We're going to carry on.
So, one day could be shepherd's pie, one day could be chili con carne, the next day could be salmon or fish, and the next day could be like a bit of salad that Steph's had, or like some avocado on toast.
Yeah.
So he has a very wide variety of diet.
Yeah.
But he has 100% learned how to feed himself. So he's never relied on us to feed him.
Yeah.
which also improves his motor skills because it's picking up and grasping.
Yep.
He's enjoying it. So, he sees it as sometimes like a game because he picks it up and he has a laugh with it. He feeds the dog with it, obviously.
Yeah.
Because Henry the dog now sits underneath his high chair waiting for the scraps to drop.
Yeah.
It comes on the floor. And it's great. So, yeah, I mean, I would 100% recommend this. Obviously, I had the fear of, is he going to choke? What if he doesn't eat enough at the beginning?
Yeah.
But I'm so pleased we carried on with it. It's 100%, in my opinion, the right thing to do.
Okay.
So that's baby-led weaning. For more advice, please contact us. The 8 o'clock show, Radio Harrow. I'm not a doctor.
And that's your perfect ending. More Breaking Dad next time.